Here, what's goody team? Man, I am so sore. This shit is crazy. I'm tired as well, but sorry for the late start, guys. I really wanted to do the weekly market breakdown last night when I got home, but I got home like 9 p.m. Long story short, man, I was so fucking tired. I was like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna get on my computer. So, um, woke up at the regular time today. I woke up at 7, and I'm like, oh, I woke up an hour later. I put my alarm for 7, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to get out of bed. Went back to sleep. I woke up at 7:45. I checked the charts. Um, Everything already kind of hit STP or ADR, right? If we want to go down that list, right? AU and ACAT are just consolidating, right? Going counter. ACAT is going counter trend opposed to AU. That's already we already knew that was gonna happen, right? 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up, right? For AU, same thing. 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. So for AU and ACAT, I'm not really interested in looking at that. Jessica, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Uh, Bitcoin, I'll look at Bitcoin too. That is a pair that we look at. Actually, we'll skip through it, right? Bitcoin already hit ADR for the day. As soon as the market opened, it just plummeted down, right? And Bitcoin is actually one chart that I really wanted to talk about. Um, Over the weekend, there was a lot of people like, oh, bullish, bullish, bullish for Bitcoin. Um, Market structure is always going to tell you what price is going to do, especially if you know what you're looking for, right? If we go down to the lower time frames, the 1 hour, the 30-minute, right? We know we were in a shoulder, head, shoulder. Once we understand that we're in a shoulder, head, shoulder, all we have to wait for, in order for this to be bullish, just think about it. Before the market opened, we were up here, right? We have the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder. In order for us to start looking for those buy positions, we wanted to see price give us an inducement of these lows and then start going up, right? To then start looking for trades here, right? On the pullback and then the retest to then continue, right? Or we're going to get what price did today, which was a simple break, retest to then continue. So that was pretty much what I wanted to talk about on Bitcoin. But again, for today, like right now, it already hit ADR for the day. It already hit STP for the day. There's nothing left for us to look at when it comes to Bitcoin. 30-minute time frame, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us a change of character. So at this point, right, this was the change of character, right? What I'm looking for before I can start looking to take a trade, if I'm looking to go short on Bitcoin, I need to see price give us the break, the retest. This is where I'll start getting in to then continue. Or this is where price is going to give us the inducement, right? Give us the change of character, the break of structure back to the top side. And this is where I'll start looking to get into trades to go back up to the top side, right? But for today, right now, there's nothing left on Bitcoin. And again, we could go through these pairs one by one real quick, right? EA already hit STP for the day. Based on ADR, it's already done. I'm not looking for any trades on EA. ECAD, same thing, already hit ADR for the day. There's nothing left on the table for us. Euro USD hit STP for the day. Again, nothing left on the table. GA hit STP already. Nothing left. GCAD, same thing. GJ has not hit STP, it hasn't hit ADR. We'll keep an eye on GJ, right? I'll update this chart now with you guys. GU has not hit STP, it hasn't hit ADR, so we'll definitely keep an eye on GU as well. When we look at NZD USD, very similar to what we were saying on AU and ACAD, right? This is a pair that overall we're on a downtrend, so I'm only looking for sells. Right, again, I don't trade against the overall pattern, the overall market maker's pattern, the overall trend. The overall trend on NZD USD is a downtrend. It gave us 3 days of drop, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Right, after 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. So NZD USD is not a pair I'll be looking at for today. US 30 has not hit STP or ADR, so this is a pair that I definitely will keep an eye on for today as well, and we'll update it together in a few minutes. USD CAD already hit STP for the day. USD ZAR already hit STP, but we're also still in the zone of consolidation, right? We're still just ranging. It's just moving sideways. There's nothing for us to trade here, right? So USD ZAR, I won't be trading it. Gold already hit STP ADR for the day, so I'm not going to be looking at gold for today. And then oil already hit STP as well. So that's all the pairs that we look at on a day-to-day basis. So let's start off with GJ. Let's go ahead and update the chart as much as we can. Right, so we know that GJ we're in an overall uptrend, right? Daily time frame, we have higher high, higher low, higher high. Price gave us a higher low. On the push back to the higher high, it decided to give us a zone of consolidation. We know that on the 4-hour time frame and on the daily, right? We wanted to see a valid break of these highs, which we have not gotten yet. On the daily time frame, price gave us a bearish engulfing candle. Perfect. Gives us a little point of interest to start looking for some entries. On the 4-hour time frame, remember, we wanted to see a break of these highs. Now, if we zoom in, did we get the break? Right? We know that we never got the break here. We never got the break here. All of these candles were still testing. We never got the break here. All of these candles were still testing. Right? We wanted to see a break above here. Right? This is the highest point, the previous highest point. Price gave us testing, right? All of these candles were still testing the zone. All of these candles are still touching that that wick. All of them are touching that wick. If you notice it, all of these candles are still touching the wick. So none of these are real break of structures just yet, right? So on the 4-hour, we have no engulfing candles here. Let's update the 4-hour too real quick. Turn off the session breaks. We had 3 weeks where price was moving sideways, and then last week price gave us a week of drop. And on the 30-minute time frame, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price gave us a change of character back down to the bottom here. Change of character here. Changes this to red, so we know that's a downtrend. Now we're trading between this high and these lows down here. So there's 2 ways we could go about this pair. We could either look for an aggressive trade going back down, or we could wait for the break of structure to happen on the 30-minute, right? Because a change of character could just be the inducement to go back to the top side. The confirmation that the trend has shifted from an uptrend to a downtrend is whenever price gives you a change of character and then gives you the break. Once we get this valid break of these lows, that's when I'll start really looking to take those trades. So for right now, for GJ, I'm going to keep it on, but I'm not really interested in taking these trades just yet. If price gives me that break of structure, then I'll take the trade. But for right now, I'm not gonna force the trade, right? We're not gonna start the week with an aggressive trade. We'll be patient with it. GU, we are in level 2 on an uptrend, right? We made a higher high, we made a break of the zone of consolidation, the retest, higher low, gave us a higher high. After price gave us this higher high, you know, could we say, oh, it gave us a higher low into a higher high? Yeah, but realistically speaking, when you're looking at this area, right, it's just a range. Prices rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, right? And on the daily time frame, it gave us an exhaustion candle at the highs. So we already know, okay, cool, yes, we're in an overall uptrend, but when we're looking at market structure, when we're looking at price action, how price is moving, we can see that we're stuck in a zone of consolidation. So off the bat, you already know, okay, this is going to be a low probability trade, but let's see if we have any continuations. Let's see if there's anything that we could actually take, or if any the lower time frames, have they given us any confirmations that price wants to continue the push to the top side. On the 4 hour, I like the fact that price gave us a valid break of these highs that we were looking for on the internal time frame. Right, so we got the break and now we're just looking for a pullback. We have no continuations on the 4 hour. Right, we have a weaker drop, which was last week. We have no engulfing candles in these areas. Perfect, no problem. And on the 30-minute time frame, price gave us a change of character, break of structure, retest, gave us a third push to the top side. After the third push, it gave us these exhaustion candles and we started going down. Right, price then gave us a change of character back to the bottom side. And again, a change of character is not an indication that the trend is shifting. A change of character could still just be an inducement in the market. So could price give us this change of character and then go right back to the top side? Absolutely. Right, we had 1 day of drop, which was Wednesday. Thursday gave us a second day of drop. Friday gave us a third day of drop. Okay, cool. We already know after 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. So right now, GU looks like it could be a good trade to catch a little pullback. Right, we'll calculate STP too because we are pretty close. I need water, man. So STP, 96 pips is ADR, so 96 minus 33% is 64 pips. Last week's STP was 57. Alright, so 64, and we have done 53 pips, so we're still good. We're still in the green on that. See if we have any engulfing candles on a lower time frame. We have a 15-minute engulfing, but once again, I don't really trust that. Look at the lower time frame real quick. 5-minute, we had lower low, lower high. Price then gave us a lower low, and then it gave us a change of character. So at this point, what I'll be looking for is if price could give us a valid break of these highs here, I'll start looking to take trades. If not, then we already know we're going to get an inducement and price is going to go right back down. And we could already see how price is reacting in this area. Just trapping traders. We're in a zone of consolidation, right? All the people who thought that this was going to be higher high, higher low, higher high. Oh, we're going to get into a higher low to continue the push to the top side without a valid break, right? They're just trapped into this trade. Right, seems like you're in drawdown, then you go back into profit for a little bit, it goes back into drawdown, just stays in this area, right? If you got into this trade, you've been holding already for 2 hours. You gotta babysit the trade, right? So we'll wait for GU to give us that valid break on the 5-minute time frame. GJ, we'll continue to leave it on. It's all good. Man, I have to go get water real quick. Let's go over US 30 real quick and then I'm gonna go get a water. And then US 30, even though we haven't hit STP just yet, this is not a pair that I'm going to be trading. For the main reason that we're in peak high territory, right? We're in the highest point in the market. We have nothing on our left-hand side. We're trading at a higher high, right? We have no structure on the left-hand side, meaning that we have no areas to where we could be like, oh, okay, this is where price has to break, this is where price has to retest, and this is where price has to continue. We have no data on the left-hand side, right? So right now for US 30, I'm not currently looking to continue to go long. I'll be looking for confirmations that price is going to start giving us a pullback, right? Because again, we're trading at a higher high, right? So once you trade at a higher high, what does price need to do when you're looking at a trend? Right, whenever people draw out the trend for you, you see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? So all I'm looking for on US 30 is for price, right? Just think about it. We're in peak high territory. Why would I want to wait for price to give me a higher low? Because if price gives me a higher low, we have two areas to look at, right? If price gives us a break of these lows, then we know we're going to continue that push down to the bottom. And we could continue to follow structure that's on the left-hand side, right? If price gives us an inducement of these lows, then again, we know that we could start taking these trades and it'll be an easier catch because we have structure on the left-hand side. But if you're trading at the higher high, you have no structure on the left-hand side. There's nothing here, right? I hope that's making sense. Like, where is price gonna go? The question that everybody always needs to ask, especially when you're trading in peak high territory or peak low territory, right? When you're trading at a higher high or a lower low, how much higher or how much lower could price go? Now, again, the answer to that, nobody really knows it. However, once you start seeing structure playing out, you know you can continue to take those trades. But again, right now we have none of that, right? Meaning, again, we know we're trading at a higher high. Could price just give us a higher low here, right? If price gives us a higher low here, what do we know? Well, we have these lows. If price breaks these lows, then we know we could continue to take these trades going short down to these lows, and do the same thing down to these lows, and do the same thing down to these lows until price gets here, until price gets to these lows, right? And then you start seeing, well, okay, cool, we have structure on the left-hand side, and if price breaks these lows, then we could go all the way down up to these lows, right? Now, vice versa, if price gets down to this low here and gives us an inducement, then again, the push down to the bottom, we know that we could start looking for breaks here, we could start looking for breaks here, we could start looking for breaks here up until price gets to the highest point in the market again. And again, this is where price is either going to give you a break retest to then continue, or is going to give you the inducement to start going back down again. So this is the reason why I don't trade in peak high territories. There's no structure to follow. It's just us in a guessing game of, oh yeah, price is going to continue to go up, but how much higher? Is price going to get hit STP? Is price going to hit ADR? Right? We understand that peak high territory and peak low territory is an area where the market makers are inducing traders to get into a trade. They're just trapping traders, very similar to what a zone of consolidation does. Right? So once you already understand, okay, I'm in an area where the market makers just love trapping traders into a trade, why would you even be anxious to get into a trade? Why are you rushing to get into a trade? There's no point. Now, when the market moves, you move. When the market gives you a confirmation, then you take a trade. You can't take a trade before you have a confirmation. Right? It doesn't make any sense. Right? This is a pair that we know we have 2 weeks of rise. Could we expect price to give us that third week push to the top side this week? Absolutely. And again, the market will give us those confirmations. All we have to do is wait for price to give us some sort of structure, some sort of move that's going to allow us to know, okay, this is what's going on, right? This is what's going to happen. And right now, for the past 3 days, what has price been doing? Just been moving sideways, right? When you're looking at the 30-minute, when you're looking at this, oh, price is going to continue to go up. How can you say that, right? Price gave you an inducement of the high, went back low. Gave you an inducement of the high, went back low. Gave you an inducement of the high. What do we think price is going to do? Is going to go back up now? No, the market for the past 3 days, it already told you, inducement of the high, we're going to go low. Inducement of the high, we're going to go low. Inducement of the high, what do we think is going to happen? Right? Go back low. Right? Until I don't get a valid break of these highs, there's nothing I could do with this pair. And until I don't get a valid break of these lows, there's nothing I could do with US 30. There's nothing. We'll be trapped in a range. We'll be trapped in a zone of consolidation. Right? So before I take a trade in a zone of consolidation, I need to see the break of structure. It's that simple. Like, trading really isn't as hard as people make it seem. It's all about patience. Like, if you have the patience to look at the chart today and see that there's nothing on the charts, right? Are you gonna be the one that's gonna just force a trade because fuck it, I'm gonna take a trade even though my confirmations aren't on the screen, even though I don't have a valid break, even though there's nothing on the chart that tells me to take this trade? I'm gonna take the trade because fuck it, I'm bored, I got nothing else to do, right? Or are you going to sit on your hands and wait for those confirmations to play out? And it really is that simple. It really is that simple. The problem is you go on social media and everybody makes you believe that you got to trade every single day. Again, go look at my trading journal. It's public. Go look at my trading journal. 36 total trades in the year of 2025. Out of those 36 trades, I've only lost one trade. I'm good. I don't need to trade every day. How many trades do you guys think I've taken in the month of September? Remember, we're in huge zones of consolidation for every single pair. How many trades do you guys think I took in the month of September? Let me know in the chat. The answer will blow your mind. You guys will see that, yo, all these people you see on social media are not real traders. They're not. And it really is that simple. If you're in a zone of consolidation, price doesn't give you the break. There's nothing to trade. There's nothing to trade. If price is in a zone of consolidation and it gives you the break, you're clean. Take the trade. After the break, after the retest, take the trade. But if you're in a zone of consolidation and price has not given you a break, what are you taking? Your dreams. You're literally taking your dreams. Fuck it, I'm taking the trade today because I feel like it. Because I feel like it's gonna be a good trade. You can't feel like it's gonna be a good trade. That's not a thing. You either know what's gonna happen or you don't know. That's it. There's no in between. 20 trades, yeah, Kendall. You would know best, bro. I've taken 35 trades in the month of September, man. Month of September, I've taken 0 trades. 0 trades. Now, has there been trading setups for us in the month of September? Absolutely. But not during the NYC session. There's been a handful of trades that we could have taken during Asia session, London session, but I'm sleeping at that time. It's 8 a.m. now where I'm at. I'm not going to be up at 2, 3 in the morning to trade London or end of Asia going into London. There's no way. I'm good. I'll wake up 6 in the morning, right before the NYC session starts. If I see my setup during NYC, then perfect. If price, like what we saw for every single pair that we just went over, right? If price already hit ADR STP by the time the end of Asia came in going into London, and during NYC price already hit STP or ADR, there's nothing left on the table. What is there left for us to trade? Nothing. There's nothing left. And that's okay, right? The moment that you're okay with letting price just do what it has to do without being anxious to get into the trade, that's the time you guys are going to start winning, and consistently. But if you continue to be like, oh my god, I missed the trade, I'm going to get in now, even though price already did 300 pips, you think price is going to do more than 3? You think price is going to keep going, or you think price is going to start trapping traders and hitting you out? Because we see it every single day. Every single day. Every time price hits STP, every time price hits ADR, and people try to continue to look for trades in those areas, you're getting trapped in a range. You took a trade at a higher high. What do you think price is gonna do? Is gonna continue to make higher highs and higher highs and higher highs? I've never seen a trend where you're making higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. I've never seen a trend where you're making lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. But I've seen higher high, higher low. And that's the problem with 90% of traders that I've seen always taking losses is you're taking a trade at a higher high. You're taking a buy position at a higher high. And price is making a higher low. It hits your stop loss. Or vice versa. You take a trade at a lower low, and then price goes up and makes a lower high. It hits your stop loss, and then boom, goes right into profit again, back into a lower low. It's just all about being patient. If you wait for price to do what it has to do, it's very easy to win, very easy. But it's not easy to be patient. 100%, I agree with that. All right, it took me a couple years to be able to be comfortable with not taking trades. It took me a few years. It's not something that happened overnight. It didn't happen my first day of trading. It took a couple years. But it's not only the understanding of how the market moves, but it's the confidence in my system. Right? It's the confidence in my system. Because I've back tested, I've forward tested, I have notes, I've watched all the videos over and over and over and over again until it fucking clicked. Right? A lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna pray, God, I'm gonna pray, please let me win today. You think that's gonna work? Alright, let me know how that goes. You know, I studied endlessly to be able to do what I do. So, no disrespect again, but when you talk to yourself and all you do is talk to yourself, but there's no action behind it, at the end of the day, you're just talking to yourself. And a person that talks to themselves is a crazy person. You're insane. Like, that's just what it is. If you talk to yourself, but there's no action behind what you talked about, what do you think? You're not crazy? No, you're fucking insane. And that's okay. You could be insane. There's no problem with that. Um, that's just the facts. That's just how it is. I live in real life, man. I don't live in La La Land. I don't know where you guys are at in your head, but I live on planet Earth, man. I don't live in Narnia. I don't watch a lot of TV, so I can't even say like another imaginary place. I know Narnia though. Haven't been, but I would love to I would love to be there one day. A lot of you traders sound like me when I was in middle school. Please, God, I'm gonna go to sleep, do my math homework. Please. I wake up, motherfucker never did my math homework, man. What the hell's that about? Yo. Shit is hilarious, bro. You guys are funny. And again, I'm all for words of affirmation. I love that. Right? People just sitting in their tables, in their rooms, talking to themselves. I'm the best. I could do this. And then as soon as they're done with their affirmations, go right back to bed. Go right back to Netflix. Go right back to whatever other bullshit. And you think that just because you did some words of affirmation that your life is going to change. Nah. Nah, you got to put in the work. Those words of affirmation only work, right? Prayers only work if you put in the work afterwards. If you think that you're going to say some words out loud, please, I want to be a millionaire, but then you go home and you don't do shit about it, it's no one's going to come knocking on your door. Right? An angel isn't going to come down with a bag of $1 million. It just doesn't work that way. I personally have never seen that. But again, maybe I'm just not the lucky guy to do that. Maybe I've had to put in the work. Everybody said, fuck Lewis. We're not going to give him $1 million. Maybe you guys are millionaires and I don't know about it. But as far as I know, a long line of family members that I know that do all this. I don't think they've ever had to, or I don't think they've ever had the opportunity for an angel to come down to their door after a prayer about $1 million. Like I don't think that has ever happened. Actually, I don't think so. But maybe I'm wrong. Again, maybe I'm wrong. So again, we gotta, we're all grown, man. We gotta fucking use our brains a little bit. Put in the work. Do what you gotta do. That's it. There's nothing more to it. You either put in the work or you don't. There's no in between, especially when it comes to trading. There's no in between. So, yeah, again with these pairs, even though they haven't hit STP or ADR, as we went over them, as we broke them down, again, there's still a few things we gotta wait for. We could already see with GJ, right? We're just getting trapped. Yeah, we're talking about two candles back to back, 20 pips. Like you get into this trade thinking price is gonna go down, and it goes right back to your break even. It goes back into your stop loss, depending on the area or depending on the time frame that you took the trade in. Right? Just given exhaustion candles. Right? These are all exhaustion candles. You're looking at GU. You think price is gonna go up because you have an engulfing candle. Right? This is what I always tell people. You're always going to get double bottoms in the market. You're always going to get double tops in the market. You're always going to get order blocks in the market. You're always going to see ICT concepts in the market. You're always going to see fair value gaps in the market. You're always going to see every single day flag post patterns. You guys have to understand, patterns in the market, you're always going to see them every single day. Right? The question you have to ask yourself, is this a high probability area to take the trade? Is this a high probability engulfing candle? Is this a high probability fair value gap? Is this a high probability double bottom or double top? And the only way you know if something is high probability or low probability is with market structure. If you do not understand market structure, if you don't understand price action, you're not going to be able to filter out bad trades versus good trades. This is the biggest difference between a trader that has a 40%, a 50%, a 60% win rate compared to traders who have an 80%, 90% win rate. That's the biggest difference. Because if we were any other trader, 3 days of drop, we know price has to go up or sideways, an engulfing candle going long, let's take the trade. If I was any other trader. But you guys saw how, okay, we broke it down from time frame to time frame. Perfect. We only have a change of character on the 5-minute time frame. We don't have the break of structure, right? The break of structure was just an inducement. Why would I take a trade going long after price just gave me an inducement of the high? Price literally just told you, yo, we're not ready to go up yet. I hope that's making sense, guys. I hope that's making sense. Why would I take a position? Why would I trust this engulfing candle going long when after this engulfing candle was printed, price already gave me an exhaustion candle? That's the number one thing on the 30-minute time frame. You go to the 5-minute. You were looking for a valid break of structure. Price gave you an inducement of the high. Why would I take these trades? Instead, I'm gonna wait for price to give me a break of these highs, give me the retest to then continue. It's that simple. I don't have to get into a trade that's 50-50. I don't need to, because we already know what trades are 50-50. We already know what trades are gonna win 100% of the time. And we've seen it all year. We've seen it all year. I just want to put that out there. I just want to put that out there. Good morning, Mr. Albert. How are you, my brother? So again, right now for GU, we're just in an area where we got to wait it out. There's nothing else we could do. And then again, US 30, same thing. There's really not a lot that we could do here. Price is ranging. We're in a zone of consolidation. Price is rejecting highs and rejecting lows in this area. I'm not taking a trade here. Right, US 30, we're in peak high territory. We're trading at a higher high. What do we think price is going to do? Higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. Oh, it has to make higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So once we get the confirmations of as to where price wants to go, I'll take the trade, no problem. But right now, there's nothing on the table for me. There's nothing on the table. There's nothing the market makers have given me today. There's nothing. Every other pair, as I said earlier, already hit STP. Or they hit ADR, and these last 3 pairs that we have on for the day that have not hit STP or ADR, just look at the behavior. Trapping traders. If you think that a change of character, higher high, higher low, higher high, finally a lower low, we're going to start going short. If you took this trade going short, you're fucking out of here already. Your stop loss has already been hit, or your break even has already been hit. Just think about that. So again, for GJ, I already know for today I'm not going to be trading it. I wanted to see a valid break of these lows after the change of character. No break, no take. Who was it that said that? It was Booba. So that's pretty much it, man. Unless there's any other trades you guys want me to go over, let me know. But that's pretty much it for me. I'm not going to be taking no trades today. We'll be back tonight for the isolation session. Tonight's isolation session is going to be a little bit longer since I didn't do the weekly market breakdown yesterday. The isolation session will pretty much do the weekly market breakdown. We'll go over every single pair. We'll update the daily time frame if we need to, daily highs, daily lows. We'll go to the 4-hour time frame. We'll update our weeks of rise and weeks of drop since we didn't do that yesterday. We'll go to the 30-minute, do the same thing that you guys just saw me do. Right, we'll see if we have any continuations for the week. Do we have any break of structures? Do we have any continuations that we could take on the 30-minute time frame to then come back tomorrow morning for the live trading session? But pretty much for today, guys, there's nothing on the table for us. There's no trades. There's a lot of pairs just moving sideways. A lot of pairs, the ones who aren't moving sideways already hit STP or ADR for the day. There's nothing left for us. So no worries. It's Monday. Usually, I even said it last night. I'm like, I might not even wake up, cause usually, the market open from Sunday going into Monday. Usually, price moves very, very early, leaving really nothing left for the NYC session. So that's pretty much exactly what happened. With the other pairs, the only 3 pairs that really didn't have that type of move was GJ, GU, and US 30. So. But again, the areas that we're trading in US 30, we're trading at peak high, we're trading at a higher high. Again, it is very similar to a couple other pairs, right? When we look at a pair like EuroCAD, right, we're trading in peak high territory, we're trading at a higher high, right? We're waiting to see exactly what we just talked about on US 30, right? The next point of interest is if price gives us a break of these lows, then we know we're going to go short. If price gives us an inducement of these lows, which we could see on every single time frame, we know that price is going to go up. Right, price gave us an inducement and just flew. It didn't even give us any time to take the trade. It didn't give us a pullback or retest. It just gave us the inducement and flew straight up to into profit. And that's okay. Right? You missed this trade, but price already is giving you confirmations. Now we're waiting for price to break these highs. Right? After price breaks these highs, look to the left-hand side. We have clean traffic all the way up to these highs. And then again, if we break these highs, we have clean traffic up until we get to these highs. And once we get into these highs, that's it. Right? We're in peak high territory. I'm not looking to get in again. Right? I'll be waiting for another higher high, higher low. And if price gives me a higher low, I'll start getting into those trades again. Back to the top side with structure on the left-hand side. Right? Again, we could go with every single. What's another pair that's in peak high territory? EuroCAD, I think GCAD or GA. Let me see. Yeah, GA. Right? Same thing with GA. Again, this is just copy and paste. Every single pair is treated and traded the exact same way. Right? GA, we're in peak high territory. This one's a little bit different. Right? Because in peak high territory, instead of giving us a higher high, a simple higher low to continue, it gave us a zone of consolidation. Right? And what is price doing? Rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows. What is there to trade, guys? Please let me know. What are we gonna trade? I'm gonna do the same thing I told you guys on Thursday. I'm gonna go buy a chicken. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna go talk to the chickens that are outside. I'm gonna buy them a button, right? I'm gonna buy them two buttons, a button that's green and a button that's red. I'm gonna put seeds on top of the button, and whichever button the fucking chicken goes and touches, that's what we're gonna do on the market. Especially when we're in a zone of consolidation. If the chicken tells me, hey, we're gonna sell, if it touches that sell button, I'll sell in the market, man. Fuck it. Like, that's what people are doing in these areas. Just gambling. They're just gambling. There's no confirmations of price doing anything in these areas. There's nothing. Nothing. Just price moving sideways. Price trapping traders. All the traders who thought this was going to be a continuation to go back up, boom, straight to stop loss. All the people who thought this was going to be an inducement to go right back to the top side, you were in profit for a little bit, boom, straight to stop loss. All the traders who thought this was going to be a continuation to go right back to the bottom, straight to stop loss, back to the top side. This is what an inducement looks like. This is what a zone of consolidation looks like. All the traders who thought this was going to be a shoulder head shoulder and you got the break to continue. How many traders do you think were trapped in these trades? Thinking that price was going to go lower, boom, straight to stop loss. It's that simple. It's that simple. Understanding that not every pattern you see on the chart is high probability. Understanding how to filter out low probability setup versus high probability setups. That's going to be your biggest saving grace in trading. There's nothing more like it. There's nothing more like it. This isn't a guessing game. This isn't, oh, he's lucky. No. You either know the rules of the game or you don't know them. It's that simple. Right? It's either you know the rules or you don't. If you don't know the rules, it's going to be could you still be profitable without knowing all the rules to the game? Absolutely. But understand that you're going to be trading at a 50%, 60%, maybe a 70% win rate. Compared to somebody who knows the rules of the game, he's playing at a 85, 90, 95% win rate. So that's pretty much it, man. I saw everybody left the stream. So if you guys have no questions, again, any questions about any other pair, let me know. If not, we'll pretty much be done for the day, and we'll be back again tonight for the isolation session, and then again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Give you guys till 8:40. It's another minute. Any questions at all? Any other pairs you guys want me to go over? Anything you guys want me to explain? Let me know. Thanks, of course, Jessica. No problem. And again, like same thing I pretty much said last week and what we've been saying this entire month. Right? Again, we'll talk more about this tonight, right? But long story short, once again, in the month for September, if you guys go look at my trading journal, the month of September looks exactly how the month of May was, right? You guys have to remember, there's only two different type of market conditions: when price is trending and when price is consolidating, right? So the question that I have for you guys, right? You guys don't have to answer, but just keep this in mind, right? Which type of market condition is easier to trade, right? When price is consolidating or when price is trending? I'll leave you guys with that question. I'm not going to answer. If you guys want to answer in the chat, go ahead. We'll talk about this more tonight. I've said this before too, but I want to let you guys kind of have the understanding as to why I haven't taken a trade this month, right? For the month of September, the market conditions that we're in is just consolidation. We're moving sideways. Again, if you guys go and you back test the month of May, it's the exact same thing, right? Where's May at? Right? When we go and we go back to the month of May, what was price doing in the month of May? Just consolidating. We were stuck in a range. We were stuck in a zone of consolidation. Right? It's just trending. Exactly. So, why would I put myself in a position as a trader, right? This is my full-time job. Why would I put myself in a position to get into a trade that has a 50% chance of winning or a 50% chance of losing? Why would I take a trade that's 50%? There's no point. There's no point. Because again, at that point, I'm not trading. I'll just be gambling. And I'm not a gambler. I don't play the lottery. I don't go to the casino. I don't do online bets. I don't do sport bets. I don't do that. I don't like throwing my cash. I don't like burning my money. I did not grow up that way. That's one thing I always understood about money. Why I just worked so fucking hard for this money. I just worked fucking 2017 to 2025. That's 8 years. I just worked for 8 years to learn how to trade. I've been working for 8 years learning how to trade. Why the fuck would I burn my money gambling? Why? You just worked a whole week, 9 to 5. And you're telling me that on Saturday, right, you got your paycheck on Friday, and you're meaning to tell me that on Saturday you're going to go to the casino or you're going to play the lottery and you're going to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars gambling, just burning your cash away? Does that make fucking sense to anybody? To some people, oh, but it's fun. Alright, yo. If that's your definition of fun, kudos to you. I don't know what to tell you. To me, it's not fun. I just did a 40-hour week, a 50-hour week. Why the fuck would I burn my money gambling? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't make sense. It's the same way in trading. If I'm in a zone of consolidation, I'm not throwing my money away. I'm either looking for the inducement to then take a trade, or I'm looking for the break of structure to then take the trade. If I don't get any of those confirmations, I'm not taking the trade. I'm not even going to second guess it. I'm not going to try to force the trade. I'm not going to try to act like I know more than the market. No. I know what I know about the market. That's it. If I don't see my confirmations, I'm not taking a trade. It's that simple. I don't feel anxious. I don't feel nervous. I don't have the devil on my shoulder telling me, take the trade, take the trade, take the trade. No, it's all in your head. It's all about psychology. Right? And again, this all stems from the system that you're trading. If you trust your system, then there's no reason why you should go against your system. The moment you start to doubt yourself and the moment you start to doubt your system, that's when you start over trading. That's when you start taking bullshit trades. That's when you start losing in the market. It's really that simple. This really isn't rocket science. This isn't as hard as people make it seem online. People make it seem like this is rocket science. You're looking at candlesticks. You're looking at repetitive patterns that happen in the market every single day with every single pair the exact same way every single time. You guys have to understand that. Trading isn't something that you're going in and you're just guessing. This isn't a guessing game. There's systems developed in the market to be able to help you understand where price is gonna go before price starts moving. That's what candlestick analysis is. Again, the language of the charts is candlesticks. If you don't understand candlestick analysis, I'm not saying you can't be profitable. It's just going to be a little bit harder to trade. If you don't know what an exhaustion candle is, if you don't know what it looks like, if you don't know what an exhaustion candle means, it's going to be difficult for you to trade, or it's going to be difficult to have a high win rate. Because again, if you go to China and you don't speak Chinese and nobody over there is speaking English to you, how are you going to communicate? How are you going to go around? How are you going to know where places are? Right? But if you understand the language just a little bit, right? If you could get around and say, "Hi, good morning. Where's the bathroom?" There just the little things, just the simple things that are going to help you get around. It'll be easier for you to go to a country like that. If you don't know Spanish, same thing, you're going to be lost. So it's the same thing. If you don't understand the language of the charts, it's not that you're not going to be able to find what you got to look for. No, you'll be able to find it. It's just going to take you extra time. It's going to take you a lot longer to understand it. But once you understand the language, it's easy. The chart's already telling you what it wants to do before it does it. So that's really what it is. This is 19 something. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, guys. Again, these are all conversations that we have literally almost every single day on these streams. Because again, there's really nothing more like it. There's nothing more I could say. There's nothing more that I could explain to you guys. Like, it really is just, you have to be patient. Have to be patient. There's no other way around it. Right? You have to be patient, and you have to know what it is that you're looking for. The moment that you don't know what you're looking at, that's the time you step away. And you guys have seen that many times on these streams. How many times have I opened a chart and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at, and I turn it off and I come back later. It's all good. I don't have an ego. I don't care. Like, if I open the chart and the market makers are beating my ass, cool. I'll let them beat me, man. I don't care. I got another day. I'll come back tomorrow. I'm not gonna force a trade. I'm not gonna force a trade to boost my ego. For what? What is that gonna do for me? Make me feel better? Cool. I don't care about that. I care about my money. I need to pay rent. I can't lose it. That's a fact. I care more about losing my money than actually making it. So why would I put myself in a position to lose money? There's just no point. If I open up the charts and there's nothing on the charts, if I don't see anything that's crystal clear, I'm not taking it. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care that people are online. Oh, this guy JumpeR only taking 36 trades. Cool. Go look at my percentage gains for the year. Go look at my percentage gains in 2021 when I was trading a $200 account, taking that $200 account to $3,000 at the end of the month, to $5,000 at the end of the month, to withdraw what I needed for bills and keep the rest of my account. Not a lot of people are doing that. They're calling it account flips now. It's not a fucking account flip. That's you actually trading, knowing what you're doing. So that's pretty much it, man. Again, there's nothing more, nothing less that I could say for today. I hope I gave you guys enough information, or a sufficient amount of information, especially since we didn't do the the weekly market breakdown this weekend. But again, we'll do that tonight during the isolation session. So tonight's isolation session is going to be a little bit longer than usual. We'll update what we got to update. We'll talk about what we got to talk about. We'll get our charts ready for not only the week, but for tomorrow's trading session as well. So again, I'll leave you guys in another 2 minutes. We'll give you guys till 8:50. Once again, any questions, any other specific pairs you guys want me to go over, anything you guys want me to talk about, let me know. If not, then again, that's pretty much it for me for this morning, and we'll be back again tonight, 7 p.m., 11 hours from now. Isolation session, we'll go over every single pair that we look at, starting with AUD USD, finishing off with US oil. Again, I don't look at every single pair. I think there's only 14 or 15 pairs that we look at in total, and we'll actually turn them on now so you guys can see which one it is that I look at. Right? EA, ECAD, EU, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, NZD, USD, US 30, CAD, ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and oil. Right? right? So these are going to be the pairs that we're going to be going over tonight. Those are the pairs that I look at every single day, right? And the plat is still just in a zone of consolidation, just trapping traders. Everybody who thought price was going to go short, boom, straight to stop loss, right back to the top side. Right, all the people who thought price was going to push up last week, boom, straight to stop loss, back to the bottom. So once we start getting out of these market conditions, once we start trending, that's when I'll start trading. There's nothing more to it. The trend is your friend. If there's no trend, then there is no friend. Man. Right, seems like you guys are good. No questions in the chat. No other pairs you guys want me to go over. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. Anything at all. If not, once again, we'll be done for the day and we'll be back again tomorrow, or we'll be back tonight. And then we'll be back again for the trading session tomorrow. Oh wow. The blisters that I had on my finger, they're gone already. Yeah, I went to the track this week and I burnt my finger with the muffler of the dirt bike. That happened, today's Monday, that happened on Friday, I believe. And then pretty much Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I had these 2 blisters on my finger. They're gone already. I cut my thumb just a little bit. The cut is still there. That shit hurts. Let me see, what other cuts did I have? I have a cut on my pinky. I'm sunburnt. I have bruises all over my body. I have a bruise on my forearm. I have a bruise on my tricep. I have a bruise on both my knees. I have some bruises on my shins. Yeah, I'm sore, bro. My hands are sore. Like I open up my hands and they just hurt. Well, my thighs hurt, my quads hurt, everything, bro. I'm so sore. I had my alarm this morning and I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna go back to sleep for another hour. I woke up as soon as I turned the stream on. That's when I woke up, which was what, 50? Yeah, literally 8 a.m. I don't even see the time. I just got out of bed. I'm like, alright, I gotta get up. Alright. Since there's no more questions in the chat, once again, guys, you guys could always join the Discord if you have any questions throughout the day. You guys could always be in the Discord. Our Discord has been a little dead these last couple weeks. I'm not even gonna lie. Everybody's been kind of MIA. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm active in the Discord every single day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to, you know, you can message me personally, or you could type in the chat, ask any questions. If you guys want to follow me on X, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, you guys want to message me on there, you could always message me on there. If you guys want to message me through YouTube, again, I'm always online, so I'll see the message. Any questions at all, anything you guys want to ask, anything you guys want me to, you know, do a breakdown on, any questions you guys have, whether or not it's trading related or any specific pairs, just let me know. You know, I'm always available for you guys. So since you guys are good, no questions in the chat, once again, we'll be back tonight at 7 p.m. for the isolation session, and then we'll be back again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for the live trading session. Hopefully tomorrow I don't wake up as sore as I am right now, because this is brutal. Give you guys another minute in the chat here. Alright, seems like you guys are good in the chat. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll be back again tonight for the isolation session. Peace out.